Heyo, it's your friendly neighborhood Minecrafter No Cones, and today I have something a little bit different for you. I've made a mini game here in a creative world, and this is the game of memory. As you can see, there's a bunch of squares around me, and each one of those contains an individual item, and you have to find its matching pair. It's all automated, it resets the game automatically when you're finished, and let's go ahead and take a look at how this game is played exactly. As you can see over here, it says the game is set when the light stays on, and it's already been set, and you can push to set the game board, and that takes about 1 minute and 15 seconds just because of all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. You can drop the matched items here once you find them, and then you have red carpet and green carpet for correct and incorrect answers so that you can keep track of which ones you've already looked at. So for example, if I look in this dropper right here, we have a wooden pickaxe. We look in this one and we have an armor stand, so those would be incorrect. You do have to shift click because they're droppers. And if we look in this one here, we have a wooden sword. We have to find its matching pair. There's another wooden sword. We can go ahead and take those out and mark those as correct answers. Once we've found those, we can drop them in and they'll be sent back into the system. So if you want to go ahead and take a look at this for yourself, I'll include a link for a world download. If you want to stick around for the redstone, I'm going to go through that right now and try to explain it the best that I can. Alright, so I guess some of you guys are still here. Let's go ahead and see if I can explain how all this redstone works. This is the system that distributes the 36 items individually and randomly into each of the droppers. This first side is in charge of taking all 36 items and distributing them amongst the 6 lines so that you'll have 6 per line. We're actually using a counter that was designed by SZ Petty, but we're using it in a little bit of a different way here. The top part will count how many items the dropper needs to put out. And then we have a second counter down here that locks the hoppers in place. So for example, the first time around, it's going to push this piston out 6 times so that it can drop the 6 items into this first hopper. Those are sent down into the first dropper line underneath. And as you can see underneath, we have a dropper and then a hopper, a dropper, hopper, and so on. And then once it drops 6 items into that first hopper there, it will count one more on the bottom side and it will lock that hopper. So the next time when it counts 6 more items, they're sent into this hopper line and you'll have 6 going that way. Once it's distributed 6 items to each hopper dropper line, the last signal will go into this side, and then that takes the 6 items and distributes them evenly amongst the 6 droppers. So if you just bear with me, I'm going to reload the system and then we can see what all that looks like. Okay, now that we've pulled all of the items out of the droppers and placed them into the matched item chest here, you see that the light is no longer lit, and we can press the button to set the game board. Once we press that button, all it does is pushes this piston into this block and allows this signal to travel through. So let's go ahead and push that. Now, as I was saying before, it'll count 6 times. And then once it gets to the last one, it'll reset those. So you see it's counting 6 times there, and each time it counts, it pushes this piston out. And once it finishes those 6, it's on a time delay, and it'll count one more on this bottom here, and it locks this hopper right here. So we've counted another 6, we've locked the next hopper, we're going to count another 6, and lock this hopper. Now you see there's only 5 on the bottom. That's because only 5 of the lines need to be locked. The rest of them just travel into the last line. Once it's finished, both lines reset so that it's ready for the next time around. And then the next signal was pulsed through here. There's just a bunch of time delays going on over here. And then underneath here you can see that each of the droppers are powered. So basically we're taking one item from this dropper, pushing it all the way to the end, and then the next go around we're taking the next item, pushing it down to this one, and so on. So once it's done all that, we just have a comparator down here showing that there's an item in this dropper, and that's what powers our light right here that says the game is set. So now we should have one item in each of the droppers. Well, I think that's pretty much it for this redstone mini game. I'll leave a link in the description to the point counter that SE Petty made, and I'll also leave a link to the world download if you'd like to check it out yourself. Thanks for watching and have a great day.